Hi, welcome back. In this video on emotions, we're going to talk about or address two important questions. The first one is whether emotions are universal. And the second one is if there are any cultural differences in emotion, either experiencing emotions or in exhibiting emotional states. Let's get to the first one. Are emotions universal? Now, researchers have identified these six distinct basic emotions: one, two, three, four, five, six. Now, let's see if we can name the emotions depicted in this picture. To make it easier, I'll give you a list of six emotions, and I want you to take a moment and try to see if you can match these emotions to the facial expressions you think are related to these emotions. You can pause the video now and give it a try, and when you're ready, you can play the video again. Well, assuming that you have paused and pondered upon whether or not you can actually identify these emotions accurately, well, here's the answer. The basic emotions depicted in this set of pictures are: there's a neutral, and there's a high version and a low version of the same basic emotion: sadness, fear, anger, disgust, surprise, happiness. So emotions are universal in the sense that we all experience these emotions. And for the most part, the expressions, especially the facial expressions, are similar across cultures. In that sense, emotions are universal. We all experience it, we all emote it. Nevertheless, we emote in a similar fashion for the most part. But are there cultural differences in emotions in the sense of expressing, or in sense of hiding, or in sense of actually experiencing these things? Well, the one common thing you notice is the display rules or norms of emotional expressions. Some emotions are more commonly expressed in one culture than others, while there are some emotions that are hidden more in one culture when compared to others. For example, if you look at public display of affection, it is more common in Western culture than it is in Eastern culture. Um, this is not about whether PDA is good or bad. It's about the norms of expressing emotions. Now, research also suggests that Japanese people, they hide negative emotions and only show positive emotions. Also, across cultures, you see this distinction between unemotional and sensitive males. And different cultures have different appeal to the sensitive versus unemotional characters, especially males. So if you watch Grey's Anatomy, you know that O'Malley is more sensitive and Craig is more unemotional, and there is a appeal to one or more than the other. Again, which one it depends on you, but culturally, males of a specific nature are more appealing to than others. Well, there's also national style of smiling in the sense that the way people laugh is smile, rather, is different in different countries. For instance, this is the British style of smiling versus the American style. Like, and you can clearly see the difference where you see only the upper row of teeth are shown here, while both the upper and lower rows of teeth are shown here in the British. Research also suggests that people are more sensitive to emotions of people from the same culture than people from different cultures. Again, this may kind of explain the adaptive function emotions play that we discussed in the earlier video. Now, here's another kind of interesting question about: can an environment affect our emotions? So if you say the situation where this guy is talking to this girl, the answer is of course it will. In fact, if you look at this guy, how likely you think she's going to give her numbers? High likely or less likely? Research has found that it depends on the music in the background. So in one of the studies, Wen et al. In 2010, what they did is they manipulated the background song, where either it was a neutral song or a romantic song. So these female participants were approached by male confederates, and researchers looked at whether or not this male confederate would get a number from the female participant. Well, guess what happened? Well, there is a significant effect of the background song in the sense that in the romantic song background condition, 52% of the time the confederate actually got a number, and whereas in the neutral condition it was only 28%, suggesting that your emotional state and the emotional decisions you make based on emotions can be manipulated by the background noise, or the background song, or the background information. Well, and this is the end of this short video on emotions. In the next video, we'll talk about another important aspect of emotion, which is happiness. So stay tuned. Thank you.